Hi, I'm Jeremy Callahan, and this is the App or Not to App. Mobile apps can help your business reduce costs, increase leads, and reduce manpower. An app is not a luxury item, it's a necessity. So let's get started making you money. All right, welcome to the show today. Today I have Hank Norman. He has been creating TV and media stars for over 25 years. He's launched The View, the Oxygen Network. He's worked with Barbara Walters, Steve Harvey, Grant Cardone. He's the founder of 2 Market Media, and he knows the importance of you creating a brand online. He's going to give you some real world strategies, some real things that will help you do that. Hank, welcome to the show today.
Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And full disclosure, I work with Hank. Hank's the guy responsible for getting me to talk online and actually post a video online. So thank you for that.
My pleasure.
Yeah, man. So, hey, let's just kick it off, man. What is the importance of, for everybody out there, of actually having a brand online and being online and getting in front of people?
Let's skip to where we are, Jeremy, because I think everybody knows now that that's what they're supposed to do, or that they see other people doing it and they know. Like, I think we've jumped to the level of where everybody understands that putting themselves and their business and it's like you have to exist online. Like I was passing I walked on Broadway over here, literally coming back from the gym today, and there's the popcorn truck is there and they're serving people popcorn out of the truck, and literally the biggest letters on the top of the truck is order online from the fucking truck. Like it's like order online. The truck is right there. I see your sign. I can walk over. So, but they know that I can now walk home. Like, it's in my head that I was like, if I still want that popcorn, I can go online. If you don't exist online, you're just a truck parked on the corner that only the people walking by you can get to. Now I can order that same popcorn 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because they put a big Brooklyn popcorn at the top of their truck. You have to exist online. The question is, why are people not doing? That's where I'm at. What I think, and then we talk about it a little bit too. It's like the things that stop us from actually building that presence online is where I'm at as a coach now, mostly. I don't think people need to be convinced to understand you got to fucking be online.
You got to be online. And so what is it? It's just people are afraid of it, right?
Yeah, so there's this weird. So, in now working with entrepreneurs almost exclusively for 2 or 3 years now, and having come from working with media stars, old TV stars, and social media stars like Grant, those types of people aren't shy or scared of the camera. But for me, and starting to do this for myself, and starting to work with other entrepreneurs, this is when I really started to see what was really going on for real people like you and me. And it's this idea of, I don't really know what to do. And since I don't really know what to do and I don't want to look stupid, it's just safer if I don't really do anything.
Yeah. So you're just a nobody at that point in time, right?
Yeah. I know I should. And I make some videos here and there, but I don't really like them, and I don't like me, and I don't know if I'm saying it right, and I sound stupid, and then most people just stop.
So if somebody comes and we start working with you, where do you start with people? How do you get people to kind of make that jump and have an opinion or something?
Yeah, that's exactly the answer. As you know, coming up with the foundation of what you stand for, your methodology, who you are, when you work with somebody one-on-one, like how you would help somebody. Most people are comfortable going through the process of literally what's earth-shattering and shaping about the type of media coaching that you and I have done together, that I like to do with people, is when you codify what you stand for, your advice and how you help people, those 2-minute videos and you saying them to show and get cred in the market space, it's also a confidence booster. That making minute-long videos and saying, here's my opinion of how I would tell you to fix what's going on in your life, regardless of whether it's you, your service, your product, your acumen, whatever it is, your advice, your actionable advice on video, 2 minutes long, just you to camera like this, you'll gain such confidence just by appearing on camera and getting good at that minute-long thing that it just starts to change it. It changes everything.
Yeah. So you said a key word there. You said the word confidence, and I think I've heard you say that you teach self-confidence, right? Like,
yeah, that through those mini steps of just saying, okay, it's literally like just, I mean, even I do it. I'll pick up the 5 or the 10-pound weights at the gym, and I'm looking around going, I hope nobody's making fun of me. But it's still, other than me being embarrassed because the guys with huge muscles are lifting 40s and 50s, like I don't know what they're doing. That my 10-pound curls still have a result. I'm going to get stronger. I'm going to build muscle. A minute-long video builds the muscle of confidence. You can't go to the gym and not get healthy, no matter how long you go. Whether you only run for 5 minutes and you only lift 5-pound weights, you're gonna get stronger. Minute-long videos is the key to giving somebody who's scared or doesn't know what to do a really small, bite-sized piece of how to build confidence in the media.
Right. And so when you start working with people, like when you started working with me, for instance, I had put a bunch of videos out there prior to being with you, and they were kind of like motivational stuff. And, and you came to me and you're like, dude, you got to have an opinion about the business you're actually working in. What's your thing? How do you feel about people giving motivational videos online?
So, I mean, I try not to be too mean about it, but everybody gives motivation because you see people like, name your favorite motivational speaker, Mel Robbins, Grant Cardone, and Gary, anybody. And it just sounds like all they're doing is trying to help you, and just say motivational shit like Nike and just do it. And hey,
right.
Blah, blah, with no real takeaway. But when you're building a brand or awareness of yourself and your company, the thing you want to concentrate on, and I'm not saying motivation shouldn't be part of your thing, but that's up here, that motivational quotes is just a tiny percentage of your business. Like, that's sure. And a lot of people like them, and that's great, but that's not who you are. Like, at the core of who Mel Robbins is, the core of who Grant Cardone is, they're not motivational. They have actionable advice of real world shit they've been through. And, Grant trains the largest companies in the world how to be better at sales. Like, it's his motivation comes after, and everybody's motivation should come after you've got a foundation of actionable advice.
Nice. I think you've softened your stance there, by the way. You used to say you hate motivation, don't motivate me.
I know, and I'm not mad at it. It's just not the place to start.
No, I mean, dude, it was great advice when I heard it, because I was like, yeah, I mean, you're right. Who's going to listen to me? Not who's going to listen to me, but like, why don't I just talk about what I do? And when I talk about what I do, the motivation or whatever, the telling you to do something will come through with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And look at you. I mean, dude, you're so confident now, even just in this exchange, this show, like how you appear on camera and in the media and how you present yourself. This is like 180 degrees, dude. You're like radically different now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I still feel, like I'm not. But at the same time, the nice thing about it is when you look back at the video, I mean, the proof is in the pudding when you look at a YouTube video from 2 years ago or something,
Yeah, I feel the same thing. I don't think that I've changed that much because it doesn't feel that way. But then you look at something from a little while ago, or somebody tells you and you're like, oh, I mean, it's nice to hear, because when you're inside your own butt, it's one of the reasons we stop. It's one of the reasons we don't have confidence. You're like, unlike going to the gym where you're like, oh, I'm starting to feel it and see it, like I'm getting stronger.
Right.
This can't be measured that way. Like, this does require some people to say, hey, you've really gotten more comfortable on camera. Like, you don't necessarily see it inside the little bubble of you just making videos every day.
So do you think that's the key to like getting content that people are more interested in, as opposed to just like someone talking, like actually like having the opinion is obviously good, but like what do you think is the differentiator between like content that people actually watch?
Well, the difference is emotion and feeling. We buy on emotion. We make decisions on emotion as human beings, like the story. So advice and information and takeaway is awesome. That's just the foundation. Then the next level of the types of videos you want to start to think about is what effect do you and your product or service have on your consumer, or someone who uses you or your product. That story, the emotion and the transformation that somebody goes through and how it really helps them, learning to tell those stories that's the next level. Once you have the confidence of, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, this is the type of advice, and this is what my product does. Now it's telling the story of your product, the real heart of it, the transformation of it. Emotion is the only thing really driving. If people have some sort of connection to it, like if it's badass or if your opinion's really counterintuitive and interesting, people will be interested. The only thing you can really, really structure is saying, let me figure out the impact what I'm doing is having on people and tell that story.
So that's interesting. So that's like if you're telling a story of origin or something like that, you got to emotionally connect, right? Like that's the key piece of it.
Yeah, your story of origin, how you got in the business, and the emotion behind that, and also what you're doing right now, how you just changed your last client's life. Like those ideas, and whether they're testimonials from them, whether they're stories from you, whatever those stories are, that emotion about how you really helped and changed lives, people will pass on.
Yeah. So now, hey, for everybody out there listening, Hank's got a show now. You do it every Friday, the Media Mentalist. Is that what it is?
Yep.
Facebook Live. So I haven't seen it in a few weeks, but everybody's like, what's the same starting point that everybody seems to have when they come on that show? Like, what do you do? Like, you're the mentalist, right? So what is that about?
The starting point for business people is they're like, I can't get past here. I have a business problem. And what I've noticed in coaching, media coaching, and a lot of business coaching, helping people, obviously you in the media is what your business is. And in coaching people to get better around repping their businesses and talking about what they're up to, it's all mental blocks. It's all things you have personally in your own way. If you're not better at, like when Grant gets out there and says, sell better, it's not the acumen. Like, yeah, we all understand the basics of sales and Grant can teach you those things. It's your confidence to go and do that thing and show up and be that person. And the same is true in almost every aspect of your business. The thing that's holding you down isn't just the lack of resources, isn't just the lack of knowledge, because you probably have enough resources and enough knowledge, and you're still capped because of you. So the reason the show is called The Media Mentalist is people come to me with business problems and branding problems, and at the end of the day, 90% of those problems aren't branding and business problems. They're personal.
That's what I love about it. It's like the instant breakdown. It's a little softer now that it's just you, but when it was Steve too, it was just like immediately we're right in your head. Like,
yeah.
You're the problem, you know?
Yeah.
I love that. That's cool. Yeah. So keep it up with the good show. I love that show.
Thanks, man.
So it seems that like, you know, these guys came to me and they wanted to talk about, they wanted to promote their business. And I was talking to them, I said, well, just make a video and talk about your business. I go, well, no, we want an explainer video. You know what an explainer video is?
Yeah.
It's like those animated videos. I'm like, why the hell would you have somebody talking like an animated thing when you could just talk about it and they would know you and, you know, feel you a little bit better. So how do you do it? I mean, like, where do people start? What is it just as easy as press and record and that's it?
Well, what I've found out since first talking to Grant's GrowthCon audience and using press record as a backbone of my message as something I get people to do in my business for your business, was people coming to me and saying, it's just not that easy. And I get that now because I've spent those 2 years trying and growing my brand online, and it is me that's in the way. So the starting point that I've found, just like anything, like everything's the same when you boil it down, right? It's about consistency. It's about making that commitment and saying, I'm going to do X. Like I'm going to make a video a day or a video a week, and having that in your calendar and doing that, that's the same as saying when the alarm rings this morning, I'm going to the gym. Whatever you set in your mind to do, you got to do that thing. Like it's so easy to say, oh, this isn't important, and making a video and doing that isn't important. But when you realize that's just a big lie, that everyone is forming their judgments about you and your business based on what they see online, you have to get great at repping you and your business on camera. And it just takes practice. And just like the gym, you got to make that commitment to consistently create content. It's the only way to be in this game.
Yeah. And tell everybody about it, because you've lived it, right? You're a behind the scenes guy, right? And now you're out there in front.
Yeah, I mean, being a producer, I realized what I loved about it for so long. I got to tell Grant and Mel what to say and what to do, and they went and did all the work. Like that's the easy part. Showing up in front of the camera and revealing yourself and taking a risk of saying, this is what I know and this is how it works and it can help you too, and selling in that way and really getting behind your product and repping that and having the confidence to be that. That takes, and how to say and do all that on camera, that takes practice, and that just takes consistency. You got to be willing to take control of the narrative that is available for everyone online, because everyone's Googling someone. I don't eat at a restaurant. I don't buy something unless I've checked it out first. It's so easy to Google stuff. If you're not ahead of your narrative online, I don't know what you're busy doing.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the great things that I learned from you was, if people look you up, not that they look you up, but like if they know who you are before a phone call happens, or they've seen a video or something like that, when you might cold email somebody, and then when you call them, they go, "Oh, I watched one of your videos." And I'm like, when I hear that, I'm like, I'm pretty much in on this one. You know,
yeah, yeah.
I got a leg up on everybody because they know what I'm talking about. They're feeling, they're hearing what I'm saying, as opposed to just like reading it about us in a contact form on a website. I mean, who's doing that, you know?
Like, they got to know you, they got to like you, and they got to trust you. And all three of those things start and sometimes finish online. You can get all three of those things before you even have that first call. That's the requirement now.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's the power of it. So talk to us about, just the ability of like how everything's available to us for free, to like market ourselves for free out there,
Yeah. That's why that's why I don't sell the whole, hey, you got to do this. Like, everybody's aware of it. The reason they're not is a lack of confidence and some knowledge mixed with knowledge. I get it that you're like, oh, so okay, press record. What am I supposed to say about my company? So there are things, and obviously I have courses and things, and I work with people just to come in and nail those core competencies of who you and your company are, because everyone is doing this. Everything is available online. Information about you, information about your competitors, other companies. Like, the race began years ago. Like, unfortunately, you're already behind. Like, just here's the thing that stops people, because they do know that. Here's the third reason. Because they're so late, they don't want to enter the game and look like they're behind. So this reason of not wanting to look and feel amateurish is attached to confidence and attached to knowledge, but now they feel like, oh, well, I don't want to look like the third-rate guy. And it's like, dude, here's the thing. Not appearing to be third-rate and being third-rate are two different things. If you're not in the game, you can get tons of business, because what happens when you turn your phone sideways, press record, and get people to really get a sense of who you are, the value of that, there's no production value, there's no slick edits or graphics that can sell somebody on you more than someone actually getting to know you and understand you and trust you online and in video. The real revealing, scary thing about making videos, and where the confidence comes in, is people know when you watch a video, you can watch 3-5 seconds of a video when you're looking for somebody or something to work with, and you make a decision like that based just on them talking. Maybe I was shopping doctors. I was going to go for a second opinion. I went to their website. They had a video on the front. I pressed play. The two doctors were standing there doing their commercial style thing against the backdrop. And I was like, nope, that's not, I'm not that version of polish, which they probably paid to, I mean, they're doctors. I'm sure they have, like, it wasn't a cheap shoot. Like, it wasn't them just on their phones. But I would have actually preferred them on their phones, because this version of them with their arms closed and standing like shoulder to shoulder, like they're making a commercial from 20 years ago, I found disingenuous.
Yeah. It's like that. It doesn't need to be produced. And like everybody thinks it does. My buddy, he's from high school. I haven't seen this guy since high school. Okay. He goes on and he makes a video of him just reading like the real estate news of the week or whatever. And there's a fan in the background and everything. And the camera's not sideways, it's the other way. And then the next week he was emailing me and I sent him a message. I'm like, dude, why aren't you just putting this on video? And he said, well, it's not, it looked like crap. I'm like, it doesn't matter, man. I haven't seen that guy or talked to him in almost 20 years. And now I'm seeing him. I'm like, that's the guy,
Yeah.
That's
right. You get to know people. That's the whole point.
Yeah. And that's what's so key about it. It's like, and like you're saying, you'll get better at it, as time goes on.
And there's no late, like that old idea of this has to be polished and this has to look at a certain level in order for me to attract customers just isn't true, dude. I don't like people trying to appear that they're at another level than what they're at. And plus for me, those doctors putting on some kind of personality in order to impress me on video, unimpress me, because I want to know whether you're a cool doctor, not whether you can pretend to be a doctor on camera. I don't like that shit.
Right. So let's talk about, obviously there's YouTube, quick opinion videos, stuff like that. What about like Instagram stories, things like that? Does the media matter or is it just getting content out there?
The media doesn't matter to me. I mean, some people feel more comfortable or like or favorite, or they have a business that's more visual or more. And, Instagram's taking off. I would follow the trends personally. Here's the secret, back to storytelling and emotion and what to do. The next course I'm working on, and I'm going to start a Lauren and I are just starting to produce I'm going to literally do like a produced podcast, like 10 episodes, sit down with people, interview them, and do this whole thing, which is my next big push is about the show I'm making is called Show You. And I'm encouraging people just to show where you're at in your life and in your business on camera. Bring us into the story of your life. Whether it's Instagram, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook, it doesn't matter. But what I do need to understand from you is, where are you in your life? Where are you in the life of your business? What are you up to? What's going on? Like, I think if you follow anybody, Grants and Nels and anyone who doesn't even have to be at the top of their game, but it's what we expect of people now, is I need to see you showing you working and struggling in your life, and then all the validity of who I want to buy from is contained in that. When people say, I don't know what to post, I don't know what to say, I'm like, start to really just tell me what you're up to. Don't overthink it. Like, if you can have a client meeting and record that and show snippets of that, me seeing you in your natural environment and what you're up to, that's what I'm interested in as a business person, right? I want to see somebody doing the thing I'm going to buy from them when I sign up with them. Show me you in the middle of your life and your business. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. And that's actually one of the things that I struggled with the most, because, I'm a frickin' computer programmer. I'm sitting in front of a machine most of the time. We had client meetings, but I don't get to record those. So it's like, how do you make it interesting? You know what I mean? And then one day I saw Jeremy Rubin. He did like a day in the life of, his real estate thing. I'm like, shit, I'll do a day in the life of the app man, and it actually worked. I was like, I couldn't believe it. But, I know guys that are like painters and this. I'm like, dude, show your job site. Show the people you work with. You got it easy.
Yeah, let me in. You're trying to tell people who you are and what you do. So just show me.
Yeah. I mean, it's so effective to see. It's interesting. There's this guy, he's like a landscape architect and he's doing stuff. And I'm like, why? I have no interest in landscaping. But I'm trapped watching this guy's videos because they're interesting,
Right. And if you're interested, and if somebody's brave enough to be themselves on camera, brave enough to actually show me who they are, what they think, how they think, and put all that out there for me to judge and say, yeah, I would like to work with them. No, maybe they're not for me. That is how you find your customer. That is how you build a tribe of people who are loyal to you and your business.
Absolutely.
You got to show what you're up to.
Okay. So get all that. Talk about building the muscle and all of that with Facebook Live, because a lot of people are like, my buddy was like, I can't believe you do Facebook Lives. What if you say the wrong thing? I'm like, I don't even think about that anymore. You know, like,
who cares? Say, what's the wrong thing?
Exactly, right? But Facebook Live is like a whole different monster, like the first time you do it, because you're at least with a YouTube video, you're like, well, maybe no one will see it, you know, but or we can edit this out or whatever. But that Facebook Live is a whole different thing.
Oh yeah, live is very different. I mean, and that's why I don't necessarily encourage people to start with Facebook Live. I do like having a video you can stop and start and give yourself the time to practice and get it right for you is still important, particularly in the beginning. Like live's a whole nother animal, dude. You're right. It's like it's hard. It's a different thing.
Yeah, yeah. So what's going on? I know you're approachable as far as getting to work with you. You got some like what do you got? Like online courses? You got different levels of those, and then you have other media coaches. Tell people about what you do and how we can work with you.
Yeah, so Two Market Media is I do still work with individuals, but also individuals inside their companies or organizations. So I also work with individuals because I like and I believe that every company, every brand, every product needs a face to it. Like, I mean, Geico's got a gecko. Like, there really McDonald's has Ronald. Like, that personification of who you are and what you do is important. So we like to pick somebody or the head of who is that thing and help them grow their brand and awareness of their business by essentially media coaching and branding, like figuring out who you are, what you stand for, your story that people that can actually get their claws into. And I help people really wrestle down to the ground what they stand for, what their mission is, how they're helping, and how to rep all of that in social.
Nice. And we can get at you on an online course. We can get at you through Two Market Media, all of it, right? So there's different entry points, I guess.
Exactly. Yep. All the same thing at different price points.
Well, you got to get people in the ecosystem, as they say, right? So.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, Hank, I appreciate you being on the podcast today and getting to talk to you and actually just talk to you, man, and get some more information out of you is always good. So
thanks, Callahan. Good to see you, man.
All right, bud. Thanks.
Later.